What's up, Dragon Brood? Today I wanted to explore a deck that actually kind of fell off, and it's cool because a player by the name of Jackson Morris sort of brought this back in a small little qualifier down in Louisiana, and I wanted to go ahead and give it a look because I think we forgot about this deck because Quintorius is still legal in Standard. So we're starting with some Sage of the Skies. If you notice, all of our spells are going to cost, and I use that in quotes, 3 mana to make it kind of fit what we're doing here. We do have some Atali's Favor, and you want to discover things that are 3 or less, obviously. Here, we do have Geological Appraiser, which can let us, again, discover 3. Rides in, so we don't hit this when we're trying to hit something else, but can still play this to remove creatures. We have Riling Dawnbreaker. This is pretty fun because the Omen side lets you make a 2/2, but then otherwise you get a 3/4 creature that actually is reasonable. We have some Virtue of Loyalty, which again can make a 2/2, or just untap our stuff and get us more counters. Quintorius, obviously, if we're playing all these things for free off the top, we're going to drain our opponent. But also just making 3/2s or using his own Discover ability is actually pretty good. Twin Maw Stormbrew, this is kind of another one where you get to cheat. It's a big 6 mana card, but really has a 2 mana side that lets us have some removal. And then the new card that got included here to replace some of the stuff that rotated from when this deck was last popular is Catharsis, because you can play it for 2 mana and get you 2 1/1s and be able to block. Now, you can also give everything +1/+1 and haste, which might come up every once in a while, but we'll see. It's not often we get to say we have a throwback for Standard, but that's kind of what we have today. But before we get into the video, let me remind you, if you want to save some money on your Magic, go over to Tales of Adventure. Use my code DRAGON. It's DRAGN. It'll save you 5% on everything you buy over there, which is important because Ninja Turtles are around the corner. But you might just want stuff for Commander. Who knows? What we do know is we're going to get to play a lot of things for free, so let's go get to it. Oh, no. Sure. Let's try it anyway. Atali's Favor. I'm going to keep it, but it's kind of tough when we're already holding 2 Sage of the Skies. Keeping it more because, like, future considerations than the reality of what it's probably going to do right now. If they play the 2/2 with Ward here, I don't know what our deck does against that. Yeah. I was literally just saying, like, I don't even remotely have a clue what we do there. Guess we go and just play one of these. If they have a removal, they have a removal. Nothing we can really do about it. Yep, I expected they had something. So, not a surprise. Oh, and we drew another one? So there's only 1 left in the deck? Oh, that's so bad. And probably another shelter, right? Yeah, of course. I mean, I guess it's not GG's, because we can at least get rid of the Scavenger. Pretty brutal, though, not gonna lie. Alright. We can at least get rid of that. I mean, if we get an untapped land, at least we could Sage into Atali's Favor to get the other one. I mean, worst case scenario, I guess. God, are you serious? Alright, let's see if we can draw an untapped land then. Come on, give us something to hang our hat on, deck. And it's a tapped land. Of course it is. Yeah, might as well keep it. Let's see what happens. Just pump your guy and kill us, man. Just play another enchantment or something. We're only at 8. Alright. We're at 1, I guess. They didn't have it. A little wild, but all right. Sure. Most Hopeful Weaver. That hurts, but still serviceable, I guess. So I was just thinking, like, we could make a 2/2, then Sage of the Skies will still leave us 3 things. But I think we're better off just... I guess if they have, like, a Get Lost or something, this play would be worse, but... Alright. Oh, we only had the 1 Sage of the Sky? Or the 3 of them? Wait. Alright, I guess. Oh, there it is. Alright, for some reason I was like, do we not have a 4th one? I swear we did. Alright, that was a weird sequence, but I guess it's the best case scenario. I mean, now if we get an untapped land, we could play this and untap everything. So it's not the worst. This is crazy trying to hold it 1 life from here. Why are they looking at our token and not our bigger creature? Our 6/7, if you will. Yeah, I don't know what's happening on their side right now. They might have... Well, no, because if you had the enchantment, just give yourself first strike and you just play that and attack here, right? They'll get to give something double strike next turn, which will probably be their big, 6/4 creature or whatever. Huh. Wasn't that something? Well, let's think about this. They didn't have the removal spell. They're going to give something double strike. We could use this to just remove a thing. It's having a 2/2 on the ground and this later. I think we just do this now. If they had something, they would have just attacked with it, right? I have to assume that's true. If not, and they just rope-a-doped us, you got it. But, like... Yeah, I'd say, if they just blocked with the spider and gave that up, we'd have been totally okay with that. This feels crazy to even be in this game right now. The worst part is, too, we only have 1 of Atali's favor left. We have no Sage of the Skies left. So our 3/2 that discovers for 4 doesn't really have anything great to hit. Oh, I think they're thinking, well, if I attack here and I block, I will get to destroy their creature. We trade, but that's actually not bad for us. Seam Rip gets rid of nothing. I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, there's nothing. Everything costs more than 2. So the Seam Rip's kind of irrelevant. I mean, you can put that on the Wonder Weaver or whatever. I mean, I'll block just to take down the 6/4. And we'll get 7 life in the process. I'd be totally down with that. He says Ward 6 on it. Ugh. We might pull this off because of Virtue of Loyalty, of all things, but... Alright, Quintorius, I see you. I mean, we're getting in there. Still not worth attacking with our smaller creatures, but next turn we will, because I'll get a +1 at the end of this turn. Alright, we're up to 14. Play Quintorius. We could discover, but I'm just going to make a body here since they're getting bigger. All right. Now even a singular removal spell doesn't scare us that much. Now they can still play... Feather Flight's pretty good. I was thinking the enchantment that makes your creature larger for the other enchantments. Because then that gives us unfavorable blocks, but not the end of the world. Yeah, this is a crazy feeling situation. Alright, well, you'll have a bunch of flyers. It's going to be Battle of the Flyers, I guess. The thing is now, though, we're just going to attack with things, and yeah, I don't even think there's anything to get. Yeah, I was going to say, everything's been played at this point. Yeah, we just attack with all of it. They don't have a great block here. And then all of our things untapped, plus we're gaining a bunch of life, so sure. And then now we have Rides In available. Wow, opponent just took it. Alright, then I guess we just plus. End the turn. This is a crazy comeback from 1 life to finish at 30. Wow. Wow. Let's keep it. Yeah, sure. We'll keep a Rides In. I think the idea is going to be to flash in a 2/2. And then try to get the Urtai's Familiar down on our turn. But I imagine they're going to go... Oh, nope. I thought this was going to be something where they play a search card here. Nothing? Alright. Let's try this. This means this Rides In is going to be real bad in this matchup. Yeah, I'm going to assume we're playing against a control pile like this. This isn't going to do much against those. Let's see if we pay white. I mean, we at least have the mana for Quintorius. If we could sneak that through, that would be nice. At least give us a chance. Alright, they're going to consult. Seam rip a token. Alright, this kind of works out, right? So we can hopefully hit our Sage of the Skies, which would then get the opponent to probably play a sweeper, and then we can at least get Quintorius through. Alright, so this is at least threatening enough that they'll likely play a sweeper if they have it. Preferably one that costs 4 or 5 mana, obviously. We don't want them to just play split up here. We need them to spend real mana. Though it feels like they went digging for a land, so I don't know. There's a Rest in Peace. We don't really care about that. Alright, and they use a Lightning Helix. Fantastic. Don't mind seeing that at all. Little disappointed to draw the Sage of the Skies, though. Alright, so now we get to attack. Make a Deuter. Alright. I mean, sure. I mean, bouncing tokens always works. Let's go... Another token. I'm going to try to leave 2 mana up, so I think we need to go with this. All right. Drain the opponent. Pass the turn. I don't know if Rides In's even going to be able to do anything here, but just kind of hoping. Opponent goes to 18. A little disappointing. Life total's moving the wrong direction. Let's go with this. Do we get the last counter out of their hand? If so, that would be really good, because then it's likely next turn the opponent might commit to attacking with Meringue River Regent. And then we'd be able to more likely get that through. The only thing that helps in these control matchups is that we do have several Discover spells, which are like 2 for 1, so if one gets through, we get something else. Or if we get lucky and get to chain them, obviously. I assume there's a counter? Alright, there's the No More Lies. We got rid of that. Fantastic. And for all practical purposes, Quintorius should survive this turn, I would think. So we got 3, 6, 9, 10, 11 on the battlefield right now. Alright, we'll see. Opponent's giving this a long thought. Now, because of Rest in Peace, Quintorius' ultimate does nothing. Because, you know, I mean, I guess technically generate... Well, no, it didn't even generate mana, right? Yeah, because you exile a number of cards and add mana for each card exiled that way. So yeah, we get nothing. So it's not even worth it. We're just either making tokens or... Okay, there we go. That's what we wanted. Alright. We are in. Get you out the way so we can attack. And they don't have any creature lands even to worry about right now. Love it. And even if they have a sweeper, we just make 2 more bodies. And just gotta keep the process going. Alright, cool. Got away with one. I'm gonna keep it. This seems like one of the more reasonable early hands we could have. Be able to make a creature or remove something on 2. Which we may have to do just such things. I'm gonna keep it. Mana's probably more than reasonable here. Unholy Annex, sure. I guess we will use this time to remove this guy. Just slow the opponent down a little bit. Yep. Been seeing a lot of that combination lately. I think I want to play this just because it'll draw removal, and the next turn we could play 2 things. And then maybe try to set up a Tali's Favor. Whoa, Voja. Well, that's a thing that happened. Put it on you, I guess. Try to get our life in where we can. Sure, keep it coming, I guess. Another Sage of the Skies? No, in a Tali's Favor. Alright. At least set you up to maybe try to block. Nope, and then we find the Sage of the Skies. Should've just put it on the other duder. Should've stuck with the plan. Alright. Another Furtic Core. That counts as having 2 of everything, basically. We could triple block here. Alright, I'm your Huckleberry. They probably have a removal spell or something here. Nope, we're going straight to damage dealing. Alright, well that could have been worse. Could have been significantly worse. Can we just find like Quintorius here? That'd make us feel a lot better. Thrumming Hive Pool. Alright. Definitely going to need a Quintorius now. That is not it. What's the most we could do here? 8. We could do 11. That doesn't feel exciting. I mean, I guess we could get the last one of these. We could do 14. But I can't imagine that does enough. Oh, boy. I don't feel good about either of these. But, alright. I think I'm just going to cast this and assume, rightfully or wrongfully, that a sweeper's incoming. And we'll just have to figure it out from here. Yeah, I feel like when I play against the different Verdict Core decks, unless it's just like mono black that happens to be playing it and hits all their removal, generally a lot of weird test decks we've been playing are doing pretty well against those. But they are good against decks like this that I'm actually playing, where it's more like mid-rangey and kind of slower. They are pretty good against those. Man, I didn't know I could have got away with an Atali's favor there. I probably should have just done it. I was thinking, all right, they're going to play a sweeper here. Okay, there's Voja again. I guess on the plus side, we can easily block like 1 power slivers. Ooh, this still doesn't help. All right. I'm your Huckleberry, I suppose. Could have got away with this last turn. Had no idea. I genuinely thought a sweeper was coming. They had a full hand and all that mana. That does count. I mean, it's a little wild, but it counts. Yeah, I guess we attack and see if they'll trade for the Voja, which I assume they would here. Nope. Fair enough. I would have assumed they would have because of the trample. Yeah, I don't think they realized that either. They just gave the oops, but... That's why I was kind of like, I guess they'll trade for Voja, and then they didn't. Alright, if there's a sweeper now, we're going to see it, right? I mean, I guess they could attack first, draw their cards, and then just see what happens. Sure. Yeah, this makes sense. Load up and get maximum elves onto the board, right? But we're at 30. So, I mean, we block here, block here, block here, and then just take whatever that is, 13 and 7? Sure. Oh, they all have double strike. Yeah, I forgot. No white mana. Alright. This is at least keepable. Ooh. Are we playing Catharsis? Actually, we can't even play Catharsis for 2 because we only have 1 planes. Ah, that sucks. Alright. I would have kept Catharsis if I thought we could get 2 creatures out. Wow, my audio is being a little crackly right now. I don't know if y'all can hear that. Nesting bot. Alright. We'll make a 2/2 here. Problem is, I don't know what we do after this. Oh no, did not need another Quintorius. When this attacks, you pay 2, and then you sacrifice it in a turn. I'll just get rid of this because it's the only threatening thing right now. And maybe we'll draw like an Appraiser next turn or something. So that's when a creature comes in, deal damage, yeah. Alright, well, that didn't quite work out. Guess we can at least make a fish if we need to block or something here. Or we could always... No, because I need an extra one to draw a card. Alright, down to 19. I mean, if opponent's attacking, I'm double blocking. I mean, giving up a creature here prevents a lot of future damage. Wow, you didn't even get rid of the 2/2? Oh, okay, they chose incorrectly. They said, oops. I was just like, that didn't make a lot of sense. They also only have 1 red mana, so we don't have to worry about a burn spell or anything. It would have had to have been a white pump spell of some kind. And it's back. With a counter on it, no less. Alright. We may end up doing a thing where we just minus Quintorius to get 2 points of life drain here, just so we don't get obliterated in this exchange. But we'll see. Man, I don't know if it's just me and I hear the bad audio, but either way, I'll try to get it checked for the next game. All right, the opponent's sending everything into Quintorius, making an additional 2/2 here, saying we do not want you to keep this creature. Which is funny because I kind of do want to keep that creature, so I'm willing to block here and block here. Actually, do I even need to block like that? Quintorius can take... Well, that's going to go away anyway. So if I just block here... Actually, if I'm going to do that, let's keep the bigger creature. Let's block like this. And if they spend extra to do something, like, so be it. I mean, we know we have another one anyway, so it's fine. Oh, love that. They went all in on that? Oh. Not even remotely mad about it. That was probably one of the better case scenarios. Alright, let's scry. That'll work. No attacks. So now we just need to try to hold on to Quintorius one more time. Yeah, I'm so much happier that this went at Quintorius and not at us. Brigade. Alright, that's a little bit of mobilize action. I mean, same thing, right? And just block here. Say Quintorius gets to do whatever. Yeah.
Don't compromise the dig site.
We're not at a lot of life, though. Let's be very clear about that. Let's go... I think we have to take the 2 here, actually. Which is a scary proposition, but you do what you gotta do.
Let's see what we can learn.
Alright. At least now we can try to block the Ardent. And then just see what happens the rest of the way. All right, that puts us down to 10. We're going to go down to 8. They can make one thing unblockable to be a nuisance. Which, if you do, you probably make the Ardent unblockable, actually. All right, Ardent is unblockable. Going at Quintorius. Yep. All right.
I'll be at the other big site.
This is where we are. No! How terrible. All right. Well, it's kind of all we can do. I was really hoping to get one of our Discover spells there, but no such luck. All right. Actually, if they'd have made the Ardent unblockable here, that would have been worse. We're kind of lucky. Oh, I get the Quintorius till next turn, though, right? Okay. Then we take another 2, right? All right. We have to block this, and we have to block this. Oh, I can't double. I have to double block that. All right. Then block this. Take 3, 4, 5. Go to 2. Oh, go to 1. Oh, I missed that. All right. Well, this is something. Put this on you. Come on. All right. Almost. Come on, Sage of the Skies. Where y'all at? There you go. That puts us to 5. And then the trample, I think, is going to get us there here, right? Yeah. Whoo! That was so close. Yeah, because it's 11 minus 3. Wow. We'll try to make this work, I think. All right. I mean, we're going to really need this Geological Appraiser to a hit when the time comes. Because we've seen so much of this deck already. We sort of know what it is, but... Alright. Let's make 2 1/1s. Can I not pay for that? Oh, I have to manually tap? Why do you still make us do this? Wait, what's the problem? If I pay white. Oh, because I clicked the wrong side. I see. That one's on me, Arena. My bad. Been recording all kinds of stuff, y'all. I'm sorry. It's been one of those days. Yep, here comes Choruses of the Lost. Makes sense. Let's go ahead and double block this one. Mostly so we can try to block the 3/2 with the 2/2 token. Okay. I guess I should have held on to a token then. Wasn't thinking I'd draw one. All right. Well, let's see how close we are to dying here. All right. Sure, I take 9. All right, so here it is. We got to hit big on the Appraiser. All right. That gets us a... One more would get us a reasonable blocker. We didn't get there, unfortunately. Okay, let's see what the opponent does here. Shelter, no. Oh, wait. You should have sheltered the token. I mean, I guess they have a removal spell here anyway. Yeah, they have another shelter, so it doesn't really matter. All right. Well, if the opponent just draws great, what you gonna do? That's tough. We just needed removal. Didn't get it. Yeah. This is pretty straightforward. We will keep that. And we will play this, because that counts as a plains, and we will pass. Control's always tough. We're going to have to get very sneaky. I actually kind of hate that this thing has vigilance, because it makes split up so much better on turn 3 for the opponent, which is very disappointing. Alright, go attacking. I feel like they saved a counter here. If that's the case, let's make them play it. I mean, if they do split up, we at least can just play Appraiser next turn. So there's that. I was about to say, this could also be like Synthesizer right here or something and be like, oh, dang, got me. You know. Yeah, let's attack. See what the opponent does. Now, this is a little tough because... I need 3 white mana, really. I need to be able to do this to make 2/2s and whatever. So, I think I'm going to just do this as a threat. And then it also looks like maybe we're just planning on making a 1/1 from our land. Alright, they make Day of Judgment. We go with this. We could... I'm not sure if I want to just get down Virtue of Loyalty here or not. Because they haven't done much. I think I am going to go with that. And at least just make each creature a threat. Then maybe we can make 2 1/1s, see what they do about it, you know. Star Cage, fine. I'm going to test the waters with this first one. Whoop, cancel that. Actually, I'm going to go for it. I'm sure they have a counter, but we'll just make them play it. I mean, just hit us with the pay 3 more. Yep. Authority, sure. We don't really have hasty things anyway. I mean, we technically could, but we really don't. Alright, so let's go ahead and just hit them with this. Nope, I keep choosing the wrong side. There we go. Just the 1/1s. Alright. You're going to counter an ability? Does the opponent know that that's just going to go away anyway? I don't... Okay, sure. Hey, I've done worse. Things happen. You just forget in the middle of things, but... Sure, I guess. It's a very peculiar situation, but yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pay 2 here. Mostly so I can do this, still make a 1/1 during their end step. Don't need that in this matchup, I do not believe. And then pass the turn. This Virtue of Loyalty is just making everything a threat, which is fine by me. Yeah, those are fine. Like, we're just losing tokens that we can replenish, so it's not a big deal. Make a token. Or we're countering the ability or something here? What are we doing? Gonna Wan Xing Tong for 1 card? Okay. To each their own? Okay, let's put that on you. Make these knuckleheads. I think as long as we can keep making tokens in kind of 2-for-1 situations, we can at least force the opponent to keep having to go to the well on sweepers and whatever. Because they've only played 1, so I'm assuming they have another nearby at some point. Yeah, sure. You know what I might do? I might draw a card here from this one. Can I do that? Yeah, let's draw. Mostly because if I feel like a sweeper's coming on anyway, I might as well get some extra value for it on the way out. Okay, that's not bad if we can find another body. I mean, who knows with our luck, it might be like, there's no sweepers. I mean, sure. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I was saying. Sometimes you just know when something doesn't feel right, you know? Let's go ahead and play this. Sure. I'll pay for it, actually. Now we're back to draw a card, make a token each turn. Alright, well, that's a thing that happened. They just paid full price for it. Okay, let's pass the turn. Now, admittedly, making a token on my turn does give it a chance to make 1/1s and whatever, but this way we kind of get to keep a little bit of a mystery about what we might want to do. And we get access to an extra card that we can play during our next turn, so there's a lot happening here. Consult, sure. Do. Alright, make a token. Go ahead and exile a card, because why not? Not what we wanted to see, unfortunately. I mean, I guess in a way, the opponent doesn't get to know what we have, so there is some value to that. They only got to see a land and not the spell we actually drew. Yeah, don't think that's going to be our main route to victory here. So what do we need here? We 1, 2, 3, and then I would say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I could do this. And still get access to everything we want next turn. This is one of those, like, feel free to counter it if you want to things. We don't care that much. Alright. Alright. We'll make another token. Oh, I did my math wrong. I'm one short. Oh, no, no. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. Oh, yeah. I should have tapped manually knowing we're getting another land here. I would have been able to get access to a card. That's tough. All right, Star Cage, sure. We will go ahead and play this guy. And it'll probably get countered. All right, I guess we'll pay for it. And I guess we'll pay for it. And you use a third one? Nope. This is likely just going to end up in a Day of Judgment here, but it's all good. Dun, 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 dun. But when y'all talk about, like, why don't you play more control decks? Like, because games ends up like this, where they're just long and boring. And you get to watch one game for the same time you would watch, like, 3 or 4 others. Obviously, a sweeper's coming here. We're not expecting to hold these creatures at all. That, however, is unfortunate. To get the third demolition field here. All right. Now, if we could get lucky, we might be able to stick the landing on a Quintorius, and that could be kind of good. I mean, you looked at 12 cards, right? You have a way to deal with the creatures here. I was going to say, otherwise you draw like the instant speed one. What is it? The... Oh. Well, I mean, sure. like, why not? Gonna be a hard counter? It is. Okay. Not overly mad at that. I mean, could have been a lot worse. They drew all their demolition fields. That is brutal. Wait, they're not going after our land that draws cards? I think they just forgot it was over there. They'll get it next, after I activate it this time. There's no doubt. They're not going to let us keep it. That would be super foolish. Alright. They want to leave mana up to do defensive stuff. No! Where are my actual spells at? Alright. I mean, I've been holding this one card forever. They obviously don't know what it is. Alright, now we're going to get demolition fielded. Still not? Okay. They're holding on to it for some reason. I don't know what that reason is, but there's something. Sure. 24. And they didn't crack their map. Yeah, I don't know what's going on right now. Very, very curious. Alright, then we just end the turn, I guess. Actually, maybe I don't. Alright, let's do this. We're going to counter and draw, maybe? With 3 steps ahead? No? Let's try this. All right. End the turn, I guess. I mean, I don't know what's in their hand. If you're not countering stuff, you don't have get lost. I mean, I guess it could be a bunch of, like, sweepers, day of judgments, that sort of thing. Okay. I was going to say, it's kind of the only thing that makes sense. And they are not... Okay. Sure. Stock up. Gross. Don't want to see that on top. Problem now, though, is if we do get Quintorius, it's not likely to live. At least not more than one turn. So that's a bit disappointing. We keep drawing the rides in. Like, if we had it as... Oh... it's just the wrong thing to have at the wrong time, man. Ugh, that's so brutal. We're drawing it each time where we don't have the mana up to be able to kill the land during the end step. And it's like the only thing we're going to be able to kill with it. That's what makes it so disappointing. All right. You got it. I even left a land on top, or a card on top this time. So if you're gonna use... I guess maybe they're really worried about us getting the land that makes tokens, but we only can have so many. They got another Restless Anchorage, so we're running out of time here. Sure. I mean, we can only do what we can do here. You have a get loss? Alright, they didn't. Not to say there's not another Day of Judgment, but, you know. Man, Quintorius forever ago would have been good. It's kind of bad now, though. Oh, there's the get lost. You're worried about us being able to block flyers, I guess. Interesting. Well, you don't have a Day of Judgment in hand, because you wouldn't have wasted that there. Alright. Not to say they can't draw one or find one, but I don't think they have one in hand. I was kind of hoping they just drew some counters or something, but it doesn't look like that's the case. Rest in peace, great. Didn't need my graveyard anyway. And we're not in a situation where Quintorius is going to get to do anything crazy, I wouldn't imagine. Alright, there's one unknown card and a tapped land. We're in a pretty good spot. They have 21 cards left. We have 20 cards left. Wan Shi Tong, but only for one card, making a 4/4. So we must just be digging for another sweeper. How many Day of Judgments have you played? 2? So there's likely at least 2 more in there. We've seen 3 steps ahead, a couple of stock ups, 2 get lost, 2 no more lies. So we've been through a chunk of the goods. Alright, let's try this. Not great. I mean, that's a relevant body here, so I'm not going to complain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, let's do it. Sure. I think... Hold on. This land becomes a 4/5. So I'm just going to put the counter here, or bonus there, whatever you want to call it, and just attack with this. I don't think it's worth giving up our Sage of the Skies here. Not yet, anyway. Alright. Alright, here's hoping they just draw land here. Nope, not that land. That land lets them draw more cards. That's not good. That's the opposite of what we want to happen. Maybe they're just 2 counter spells. Could we get that lucky? Whatever it is, 1's in exile. Okay, I was going to say, if they attack here, we know for sure that it's a sweeper, but they didn't. Okay. Okay. All right. Now we're talking some bigger business here. Let's... Oh, boy. Yeah, let's attack. This is crazy to try to win this, y'all. Like, we should not be winning these games. But we have weathered a heck of a storm so far. I mean, some number of these lands are blocking here. We know that. Alright. That works for us. They're like, nah, we need to kill things. Everything's blocking. Which is the right answer here. Gonna try to take down the Sage of the Skies? Sure. Love that. 4, 9. Yeah, so we can take out the 2 biggest things. I don't think we have a problem with that. Let's take those 2 out. Oh, I wonder if it's another Wanshi Tong that they have. But we should be in pretty good situation here, right? I'm going to discover now, just in case they have another Get Lost. Alright, they don't have it, so we should be in good shape here. We'll get a free spell from the Appraiser. Hopefully... Well, they're going to get 2 life off of at least one of these. Okay, so we're just out of things to get. Alright, so that didn't do anything. Then we play this. Drains the opponent for 2. And then we can shoot our own creature here. Because that's the only thing we're going to be able to do with this. And then put them down to 3. So now, not just a sweeper is good enough. Well, they would be able to get rid of Quintorius here, actually. So it's actually kind of bad. We do know there's only 16 cards left, and 3 of them are Quintorius, so it's not like the worst thing. Alright, did you find the Day of Judgment? They thought about it for a bit, so I'm going to assume they didn't. Ooh! Ooh! Alright, I'm including this, if y'all are seeing this, so y'all get to see a ridiculous game against Control. Because most of these don't make the videos because they're too damn long, win or lose. But this, you at least got to see the deck fight through a Control deck, which is going to be tough for it to do. So hey, fun example. Please watch the end of this video. Yeah, you know, overall, the deck's actually not bad. I think if there's anything, it would be cool to be able to play something like, what is it? The red one, the Legend of, is it Kuro something? Like, that would actually be pretty cool. Other than that, there's probably some other things that let you play stuff from exile. But then the problem at that point is we are leaning pretty heavily on just saying, hey, we got to get Quintorius down. The Legend of Roku. This is what I was thinking of, right? Because it exiles some cards, and that would kind of work. Don't know if you really need it, but I do like it, and it gives you a chance to like make dragons late in the game or whatever with your mana. But overall, this deck did what it was supposed to do. I mean, it has like just enough removal to buy you time, and if you can sneak through one thing, turns out like Discover is still a pretty solid mechanic. We just kind of forgot about it with all the cards in Standard. So yeah, fun deck. If you want to play Quintorius, just know that against the control decks, your games are going to be very long and not fun. But if you're down with that and willing to take a chance on some other stuff, could be interesting. I think this could still struggle against some of the Dimir decks, though, of like getting the wrong card taken out of your hand at the wrong time. But you do still have the other benefit of, hey, you just hit an Appraiser and maybe you end up with 3 or 4 permanents on the battlefield, right? I would have liked to have seen a scenario where we had Catharsis in hand and like maybe Appraiser makes 2 Sage of the Skies, and then you get to use the red side of Catharsis to give everything a bonus and haste, but never really got to that situation where it made sense to do. But yeah, I was cool with this. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Hope y'all enjoyed watching the control matchup and the crazy finish and all that stuff. This list will be over on Moxfield like usual, so you can just download it there. But otherwise, it's all of you for now. We'll see you next time.